Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Inner Light Ministries. I'm Rev D, Reverend Deborah Johnson. This is our weekly virtual offering. And I invite you now to just take a breath. Take a couple of those. Every breath allows us to be fully present. We're so glad to be here with you, regardless of the day, the week, the month, even the year that you may be looking at this. We know that it is a divine right appointment, a divine right appointment. Out of all the places that you could be in the world, you're here right now. There is a mutual blessing that's happening here. Today, we're going to be talking about life and how it's necessary for us in life to always be course correcting. It's a constant process, and we forget that sometimes with our just linear thinking. We're going to go into that, but before we do, let's just remind ourselves what it is that's pulled us all here together in the sharing of our purpose statement. Inner Light is an open, diverse, inclusive community of individuals and organizations dedicated to spiritual transformation. We provide tools for activating higher possibilities by applying universal spiritual principles to all circumstances. Our aim is personal and global healing through the omni-faith energy of love and the revealing of our own inner light. Promoting life's sacred interconnectedness, we embody spiritual oneness, appreciate individualized expression, and honor all paths that lead to spiritual truth, justice, and ecological regeneration. We breathe. We breathe that in. As it says in that purpose statement, that we offer tools. And one of those tools that we do every time that we get together in this particular setting, we do affirmative activations. Okay? Not as just ritual, not as protocol. We do it as recalibration. It's part of that course correction that I'm going to be talking about. It's an opportunity for us to mind our minds, to be very deliberate in how we focus our attention, to be mindful of what it is that we declare to be true. These affirmative activations are a time for us to set our intention, to remind us of greater possibilities, and to invite us into a deeper place of embodiment of that. It's through the repetition that it takes the roots. So we just expose you to it here and then encourage you to come back. You might want to take a screenshot if you're on your computer. You might want to grab your phone, take a picture of it so you have it with you all the time. You can find them on our website. You can come back in the YouTube archives. Whatever it takes for you to keep this fresh before you, we invite you to do that. And if you are able to, I would also invite you to actually say these affirmative activations out loud with me as they appear on your screen. I am a reservoir of strength and courage. I have not been given a spirit of timidity, but of love, power, and self-discipline. No matter how low I go, I always spring back. I decline all invitations to pity parties, especially my own. I choose to feast on the positive and the affirmative. I fast from everything that isn't life sustaining. I'm blessed with the best that life has to offer. The universe rushes to support me, providing for me at every turn. Worry and doubt are drowned out by trust and truth. Hope burns eternal in my soul. Just breathe that in. Breathe that in. Notice if there's anything that it's just resonating with you. You're going, oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's something like, no matter how low I go, I always spring back. Just let that reverberate in you. Maybe it's hope burns eternal in my soul. Notice if there's anything that's calling you up a few notches for you to stretch a little bit deeper. Maybe it's something like, I decline all invitations to pity parties, especially my own. Or I fast from everything that isn't life-sustaining. Worry and doubt are drowned out by trust and truth. Maybe these are aspirational affirmations. But the fact that you may not be feeling it now is not the reason to turn away from it. It's quite the contrary. The more resistance you have, the more you're even questioning or wondering, you need to double down, triple down. Really allow it to get into your consciousness. Breathe it all in. Thank you. Thank you. And also to help to cultivate our consciousness for really taking a look at what does this mean for us to literally be in a constant state of course correction. There is a song called I Walk Away. It's a beautiful, gentle little ballad. It's by Eddie Watkins Jr. There's not a lot of razzmatazz going on. It isn't even a video. Okay. There are no captions. I think his words are pure and clear enough that they can just pierce right through your soul. I'm going to even invite you, as you're listening, to just close your eyes, soak it in, and when you get to little hooks, maybe you even might want to sing along. Well, let's just anchor.
Every morning, the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. And every day, I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seems fresh and new. What I was taught and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Each day I start anew, and so I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Every morning brings a new beginning. By grace another day to be. I awaken to the sun upon me shining, lighting the way for me to see. Oh, things that I sought and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Of yesterday I'm letting go. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the less than that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Today is the day I walk away.
Breathe that in. Breathe that in. And I say thank you to Eddie. He's been writing songs for decades, really blessing the spiritual journey. We're talking today about course correction. I contend that we need to be much more awake and aware. And I'm not just talking about this social political thing that people are talking about being woke. Doesn't even have a definition. I'm all for it. Okay. But that's not what I'm talking about now. The awake that I'm talking about is an awareness. It's an availability. It's where we are mindful of where our attention is. In this state of awakeness, we recognize the truth of who we are as spiritual beings. We're able to understand that we're in the world, but we're not of it. When we are awake, we are not defining ourselves by the circumstances and the conditions that are going on. There's something within us that says, I am more than this. I am more than this. When we're in a state of spiritual awakeness, we're not attached. We're not attached. It's this interesting paradox that we find ourselves in, where We need to lead so deliberately and conscientiously as though like absolutely everything matters. And at the same time, to remember most of this stuff doesn't really matter. There's that saying that there's only two things to remember. One, don't sweat the small stuff. Two, it's all small stuff. I'm not trying to be dismissive. I'm not trying to make like the things that are going on aren't urgent or deserve some immediate response. Have you ever seen pictures of the galaxies? And you it's like you can't even see Earth. There's just like this huge vastness. And there's a way that it kind of puts things in perspective. Puts things in perspective for me. Or when I think about the vastness of human experience and how any single incarnation of ours is just it like what we consider a long time, like a century. It's like it doesn't even register on the timeline of history. So when we get very anxious for things to, shift and to change, and we want it to happen in our lifetime, and we forget in terms of human evolution, our lifetime's on like a nanosecond. And simultaneously, it's what we have. And it's what we have to work with and be as fully present in it as you possibly can. I truly believe that consciousness is accumulative. I don't, it's above my pay grade to understand all the secrets of the universe and all the rest of it. I don't know all of that. But what I am absolutely convinced of beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this single incarnation is not it. It is not the end all, be all, do all. Nope. And I believe with all my heart that we do this more than once. That when we start off in each incarnation, it is not a blank slate whatsoever. That there's some degree of consciousness, some immaterial something that we are literally incarnations incarnate in flesh. Something is in the flesh. And that something that is in the flesh is self-aware, and it is constantly evolving into more of what it is. Okay. Transforming is kind of like going from one state to another. This evolution it's already in there. It's already, and it's just fulfilling its destiny. It's going into what it is that it needs to be. You don't want to leave here with a whole bunch of baggage. Okay? You don't want to leave here with a bunch of unfinished business. You don't. Because just as in this life, you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed that? That the thing you run away from, you run into? Okay? That the very things that you try to avoid and not have to experience again, whoop, there it is. Different circumstance, different situation. Like I say, sometimes wearing different set of trousers. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now, if that's what happens in a single incarnation, can you imagine how much that might happen in larger ones, in multiple ones? I remember reading something years ago. I think it was actually by Osho. He used to go by Rajneesh. And in this particular book, he was explaining the difference that different religions have about their feelings about life, and particularly afterlife. He was explaining that Christianity is a newer religion. And some of these newer religions are always promising you more life, like more eternal life, like that's a good thing. And he was saying that more ancient religions, religions like Buddhism or whatnot, they're not looking for the promise, or Hinduism, they're not looking for the promise of more life. That's not going to float their boat. Okay. What they want to find out is how to not necessarily like stop life, but how to stop having some of those same experiences in life. They don't want to keep repeating the same things over and over and over again. They want to evolve. They want to evolve. Take a breath. So part of the colonized Christianity was to convince all of the subjects that this life wasn't as important. You're going to get your glory in the by and by. Furthermore, that the more you suffered in this life, the greater was going to be this reward in some like distant heaven. So don't worry about justice now. Don't worry about freedom now. You'll get it later. This was particularly pushed off on the enslaved people in the United States. And you see this come up a lot in the Black spirituals. This, soon I will be done with the troubles of the world. Swing low, sweet, coming for to carry me home. All these things that are about the relief that is going to come with death. So much so that it's celebratory. The bands going down the street, like in New Orleans and whatnot, playing, at this release. At this release from the suffering of this world. But let me tell you, regardless of what happens somewhere else, we're here. And we're here now. And let's not sleepwalk through now, thinking that there's going to be some reward at some other time. We're here now. Life is not linear. I say this all the time. Everything circles. It cycles back around. Even what we call linear is a succession of cycles. Okay, so the day is a succession of hours, and that's a succession of minutes. The year is a succession of calendars, succession of weeks and days, and like on and on, like cycles within cycles within cycles. Nothing stays the same. And for some reason or another, part of that colonized mind is to think that life is linear, that there is a particular destination and then it's over. life is a lot more like driving a car or operating some kind of vehicle where you better be awake, like like I'm talking about. You can't snooze. You can't snooze in this vehicle that is moving from the standpoint of checking out. Of course, you got to rest and sleep, but you can't check out even when you're resting and sleeping. Your mind, your consciousness isn't turned off. It's just going into different wave states. That's why you dream. There's restoration that's taking place. There's retrieving of information. There's archiving of information. There's all kinds of things that are going on because we're never out. Even when you're in a coma, even when you're under anesthesia, you could still be hovering around and taking a look at the operating table and listening and hearing everything that's going on. It's like we're driving in these vehicles. And as we're driving, we have to be paying attention. There's constant course correcting. Okay? You may veer off a little too much to the right, veer off a little bit too much to the left. You might be crossing a line. There could be something that's coming in front of you. You have to speed up. You got to slow down. Sometimes you have to stop at the light or the intersection. You have to know when to turn. If you're trying to get someplace and you just get in the car and just go straight, you're probably not going to get to where you want to go. Okay, it's the same thing in life. You can't just start like walking on your path and just keep walking straight. No. You're going to have to make some turns here and there. You're going to have to loop-de-loop, back around. There has to be some strategizing here and just being awake. We get off. An analogy that I use sometimes is like a guitar. Okay? If you're a guitar player, you are constantly tuning that guitar. Constantly. Okay? In the middle of the set, while you're talking to people and whatnot, you're busy, tuning, because the pressure of the tension pulling on those strings is going to pull it out of tune. You can't just say, oh, well, I tuned it yesterday. Everything's going to impact it. The moisture in the air, the weather, like all these different things around. So there's a vigilance about coming back, course correcting, getting back in alignment. And you don't just turn a bunch of you don't just turn a bunch of knobs. Okay. And you don't make them all the same. Okay, there's different tensions, there's different thickness of the strings. There are particular notes that you are tuning to. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. There's something that you're wanting each string to resonate with, to vibrate with. Okay. The divine God, life, the great I am, creator of all things, whatever you want to call it, is our tuning fork. It's our tuning fork. Okay. We want to listen for that vibration as we're getting often stretched and impacted by the environment and all of the rest of that, as we course correct, as we come back, as we fine tune where we are. Don't tune to the noise around. That's not what you want to do. Don't let the news, your finances, your relationships, your ailments, whatever it is that's going on, don't let that dominate your senses. Don't let it dominate your thinking, your emotions, your attention, so much that you aren't awake anymore. Some of us are just sleepwalking to a tireless drum major of stuff. Just stuff. People, places, things. Just stuff. And then we wonder why we are exhausted. Okay? We wonder why things aren't manifesting in the way that we want them to manifest. It's because our attention is so scattered. So we're in this double whammy now. We're living in a technological environment where there is so much that is vying for our attention all of the time. And more pride is being taken in what is referred to as multitasking, where you're doing a whole bunch of different things simultaneously. We don't understand that it's multi-consumerism, okay, where you can be listening to this thing or that thing or looking at a screen and you got like 4 different screens going on, while you're texting, while you have some stereo or, Spotify or something going on like in the background, while you're eating, you're consuming all these different things simultaneously. So the product makers don't even have to wait until you complete this one thing before you consume their thing. They're going to find and help you find a way where you can do it all together. And perhaps they can even be the ones to be offering you multiple things to consume, like at the same time. Whereas it may feel like we're getting more done, it doesn't make us wiser. It doesn't make us stronger. It doesn't make us more grounded or centered or peaceful. Quite the contrary, it siphons off a lot of our psychic energy. And when that happens, we're not as awake. We're not as awake. Instead of becoming more aware, our attention becomes more myopic. I mean, literally like this. We're just what's right here in front of me. Not even noticing, people to the left or the right, let alone everything else that's going on around you. This journey of life requires an awareness. The signs that you're looking for, they're all over the place. The help that you're looking for, the support that you're looking for, the insights that you're looking for, the inspiration, the humor, the sense of connection and belonging. It's everywhere. But we have to be available to it. We have to awaken to it. Take another breath. This idea of not being attached. Take another breath. Your goals are not there for you to accomplish. Take a breath. Your goals are not there for you to accomplish. Your goals are there to put you in motion. Your goals are there to get you into possibility consciousness. Your goals are there to, when I say get you in motion, it's pure physics. We're talking about course correction. An object in motion can pivot, can shift directions easier and faster than an object that is stationary. When it's stationary, inertia steps in, and then it takes a huge amount to push it forward. Okay. This is how it is with consciousness. I was recently talking about stagnation. As a consultant, I can't even tell you how many strategic planning sessions and projects that I have not only been in of my own, but as a consultant, helped to develop and to facilitate. Having some sort of a 5-year plan is quite often a requirement from funders for an organization to receive funding, even if it's not a nonprofit organization. For-profit groups will also be looking for these plans. Now, they know good and well that the likelihood of that plan that they're approving now actually being implemented and accomplished exactly the way that it is over a 5-year period is zilch. Not going to happen. They know that. So why do you do it? Okay. You do it to be in motion. Okay. You do it to be in the awareness. In the process of developing the plan, you are assessing. You are innovating. You are considering possibilities. You're garnering resources. You're building teams and collaborations and connections. So that when it is time to pivot, when it is time to shift, it'll be much easier to do so. It'll be much easier to do so. Okay. Because you already have people, you already have teams, you already have resources. You already have plans of possibilities and ideas. Okay. You're going to tweak it now, you're going to shift it, you're going to change it. But you're not starting from scratch. You're not immobile. This is something a lot of young people don't understand about the idea of going to college, because they're seeing it as so utilitarian, so transactional. I go to school to learn this specific thing, to get this specific job, to make this kind of money. I'm not saying that's not an important aspect of going to certain kinds of schools, but you go to stay in motion, to not be the couch potato, to not be just stuck at home doing video games all the time in your own little environmental ecosystem where you are unaware of opportunities, where you can't see what's going on. You're not making any connections. You're not building support systems. You're not moving forward in any kind of way. And this is what life offers us. But if we stay like just too attached, oh, it's just got to be this way. It's just this job. It's just this relationship. Oh, I can't love anybody else like this relationship. I'm not telling you to go have an affair. That's not what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is don't put all your love just into one person. I don't care whether it's a mate or your kids or an aging parent or just no, because you have so much love to give. And the more love you give, the more open you are to receive. Okay. Don't try to put all of your talents into just one thing. I'm just this. It's like, no, you could be a lawyer and an artist. Okay, you can be a cook. You can be a gardener. Like there's all these different things that you can do. And I dare say, if you really look at the people that you admire the most, part of what you admire about them is because they do so many different things. They may be philanthropists, or business people, prolific in a particular industry. They may have, mentorship, programs or ways that they're giving back, to the community, like all these different things. These athletes who are clothes designers who then open up entertainment companies and they're doing this and that because they're bringing their whole selves to them. Okay. And sometimes in order to do that, we have to walk away. Everything isn't going to come with you. You can't step into your newness by also dragging with you old habits and patterns. And it's not to say that they were wrong or that they were bad. Okay. But if at 35, you're still doing the exact same things that you were doing at 15, you've gotten arrested somewhere along the way. Emotionally, psychologically, the course correcting is not correcting from bad to good. The correction is the adjustment into what is right now. What is the right thing now? You're going to be course correcting all the time. You're going to be course correcting even if you're cooking. Do I add a little bit more of this? Do I need to cut back a little bit on that? But you can't do it unless you're in this state of being awake that I'm talking about. You can't be just, oh, well, this is my recipe and, this is how I'm doing it. Maybe not. Who knows? It could be a different kind of pot. Maybe the water's evaporated a little bit faster. Maybe that stock was a little bit saltier. But whatever that is. But it is the being awake that allows you to shift and to move. I said we're in this double dilemma that one of these technologies that I'm talking about, but the other thing that has us vying for our attention and not staying in the state of more single-mindedness, this awakeness of your eye being single, as it says in scripture, it's just the environment that we're in. Okay, this chaos, this upheaval, this social political milieu. Okay, and all of that upheaval, it's strategic. It's not random. to keep you confused, to keep you off balance, fearful, anxious, because all of that makes you feel disempowered. Okay. So you obey in advance. Okay. You cave in advance, going into a sense of helplessness where we acquiesce to all of the powers or things that we think are in control. Course correct all throughout the day. When you find yourself getting gripped, anxious, course correct, go back to center. I am more than this. Course correct. When you look at the news or hear about some other crazy, overreach or dastardly thing that's going on, they're not God. They don't have the last word. You're seeing the slurs and the dehumanization and the demonization. It's like, nope, not taking that on. That's not who I am. And I will not go by what you call me. Nope. Course correct. Anybody who's ever been in a 12-step program, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We say one day at a time, but it is minute by minute, hour by hour, having to reel yourself back in. Take those breaths, not spin out. Remember where you want to go. Make the right choice. Not what seems more familiar or what your safety thing wants to do. No. Being awake and aware, turning to that which is going to reinforce where you want to be, not where you don't want to be. And we are in an age right now where we have to be that conscientious. Don't sleepwalk through your life. Don't get on cruise control. Or you might wind up someplace you don't actually want to go. Just saying. Let's take a breath. Let's take a breath. Let's go into prayer. We give thanks for the opportunity every moment of every day to direct our attention, to direct our words, to direct our thoughts and our actions, to bring our emotions in alignment with spiritual truth. It is our right, and I dare say it is our responsibility, spiritually speaking. For we have not been given a spirit of fear, of cowardice, and timidity. We have been given the spirit of power, of love, and the discipline of sound mind. That's who we be. That is our spirit. Oh, create in us a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within us. So we rid ourselves of the clutter, the debris the things that are vying for our attention and consciousness that no longer serve, we just release them. No judgment, no struggle. We just open up our hands and let it go. We give thanks in this moment for the guidance, for those sweet whispers in the midnight hour. We give thanks for the direction, knowing that it rarely shows up as a whole map, but just the illumination of that very next step in front of us to take, that we have the courage to take even when we can't see the whole path. I give thanks in this moment for all of the support systems, the good that we seek is seeking us, and we don't turn anybody or anything away. We don't distance and separate, because there's a way in which all of us are blessings to one another. I give thanks for all needs met. Restoration of health in the body temple. Restoration of health in our body politic, in our financial body. Truth crushed to earth will rise and rise again. Thank you for our capacity to live together in harmony, to self-govern, to treat each other with dignity, respect, justice, and equality. All needs met. All needs met. I pray for the enoughness, the sufficiency by pure grace of food, clothing, housing, shelter, clean air, clean water, safety, health care, freedom from assault and oppressions. I give thanks in this moment for creativity, for joy, for love, for peace, for balance, integration, and integrity. I give thanks in this moment for wholeness, for yielded surrender, for courage and strength, for power, for the peace that passes all human understanding, and for God's grace that is truly sufficient. This is our prayer. We don't have to micromanage all what it looks like. We just call forth these essential qualities in our heart of hearts, knowing that it's already done. Our prayer is just our moving into our alignment of being able to see it, to accept it, to embrace it, to live it. It's good, it's done, we get out of the way, we allow it to be, and so it is. Amen and amen. praying community here. Please send in your prayer requests. You don't have to do anything alone. We stand with you as spiritual community. Even if this is your first time ever tuning in, you are part of community. Okay, we're not membership. It's whoever it is that shows up as a seeker of truth. You'll see scrolling across your screen are two ways that you can reach out to us. You can give us a call at 831-465-9090 at extension 254. You can also send us an email. The number 4, the word prayer, at innerlightministries.com. And we have prayer practitioners who are available to be with you. They are available to be with you, not just if you're in some kind of crisis or trouble, but to stand in agreement with you for the divine right unfoldment of wonderful things that may be taking place. So avail yourselves of it. Thank you. Yes, indeed. And if you are watching this in real time, that is November the 2nd in 2025, we invite you to be with us this afternoon at 3 p.m. at the Resource Center for Nonviolence in Santa Cruz, California. And our musical inspiration is going to be Heather Houston and her choir Yala Latte. So we're going to have a really, really good time with them. If you're not in the Santa Cruz area, you can check it out live stream in the very place that you are now. If you are on YouTube, you can go to YouTube Inner Light Ministries live. And we will be, right there. And I also want to invite you to a virtual experience. It's called Pulled by Vision. It is a wonderful opportunity for us to do this course correction that I'm talking about. We did it live in Santa Cruz in August. It is a monthly offering through my nonprofit organization, Unleashing Our Future, where we come together and we work in small groups doing visioning. Okay, small facilitated groups where we are envisioning the highest possibilities for some of the toughest issues going on in our society, like democracy and climate change and immigration and electoral politics and healthcare, these really big issues. And we have a chance to get different possibilities and to learn how to infuse these visions that we have into our everyday conversations. A post of that with a QR code will show up at the end of this, and I want to invite you into that. And I want to also invite you into this moment and this time now of just allowing the goodness and the greatness that has flowed to us to keep on flowing. This is our offertory time. Just breathe into that. God has been so good to each and every one of us in ways that are too numerous to even explain. This is our way to say thank you, and to make sure that that message of healing and transformation just keeps spreading and spreading. You'll see on your screen that there are a number of ways that you can make that contribution. You can use the QR code that's there on your mobile device, that you do PayPal through that, or any debit credit card. You can use any debit credit card through the text to give as well. That's 831-231-0065. If you prefer Zelle or Venmo, the handle there is accounting@innerlightministries.com. innerlightministries.com for both of those. Maybe you want to do Cash App, $ Inner Light Ministries. If you are online now through our website, there's a donate button right there. Or perhaps you want to mail in a check. The address is there, P.O. Box 1029, SoCal, California 95073. And for those of you who pledge and who are reoccurring in your donations, I say thank you for that. And almost all of those options that are there allow you to do that. It really blesses and provides a base for us to be able to continue our ministries and to do the work that we do. We take this moment right now to bless these offerings. So just turn within, and even if you're in the middle of a transaction, just let this wash over you. We know that our every act produces abundance. We dare to give freely unto the truth that sets us free. We release this gift, knowing it returns to us 1,000-fold. 1,000-fold. Remember that. Your generosity returns to you. It is not a one-way street. Yeah, so thank you for being with us. We so appreciate your spending this time with us. Be sure to go to our website, check out those affirmations, like us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, pass the word on this. I'm sure you know people that could really, really be blessed by this message. And as always, take this consciousness and multiply it.